Hello.
Yeah.
I think I've sort of answered my question a little bit by listening to the other people's questions.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to know, if there's any way, probably more mechanically, so to speak, of finding my way into the next evolution of where I'm heading as far as accomplishing what I'm here for, what, I guess, my creative aspects in life and work, and how to figure out which path to follow. I've been doing the same path as far as work for about 17 years, and I know that I can't continue doing that forever just because of the nature of the work, but I'm trying to figure out or let come to me what the next evolution is and where to go.
Well, does it feel to you that your day-to-day experiences are causing an expansion or an evolution of your desire?
Sometimes, but not always.
There's something that we're hearing in your question to us, and it's common. It's something that we hear from a lot of you. There's a distortion in understanding that we're going to clarify here for you. The basis of this conversation is about momentum, but it's also about inspiration. It's about allowing. It's about receiving. It's about manifesting. So just sort of stay with that flow just a little bit. So let's say that you're trying to decide something. Well, instead of deciding it, receive it. And feel the difference between a decision and a receiving.
Okay.
So, I just got an idea. Oh, I have the best idea. Feel the difference between I have the best idea and I'm receiving a really good idea. So, we've been talking about asking, which sounds like deciding, doesn't it? I know what I don't want, so I've decided what I do want. And then we say, what you've asked for immediately becomes. And then you have to find a way of receiving what you've asked for. So, what we want to say to you, and it feels odd to someone who prides themselves in being decisive, but you've already done the asking. And now your work is to do the receiving. But what's interesting about that is that as the receiving begins to happen, it feels like the deciding. When what you've been asking for manifests, there is a sort of completion of the cycle that is so satisfying that as it happens within you, it feels to you like that's the point that you're making it happen. But it isn't the point that you're making it happen, because the whole thing is necessary for the becoming of it. Now, we've been saying that to you even in this forum a few times, and so we know you sort of kind of get it, and we know you're sort of kind of sick of that conversation because we keep having it. So let's make it more tangible. So we want you to focus for a little bit on being in a moment where ideas are flowing to you. And we want you to think of those ideas that are flowing to you as manifestations. Manifestations that are occurring to you. Manifestations that are being realized by you. So rather than deciding, we will use the word realization. We won't use the word something is being revealed to you now, all of a sudden, because it's been being revealed to you for a very long time. It's just that now you are in the stance of realizing it. So there was so much that you put into motion. Our friend wanted to know what's really in my vortex. There was so much that you put there even before you became consciousness in this physical body, because you knew what the framework of a really wonderful life experience would be. So there was so much that you put there. And because it was there, the characteristics of you as you were born, the way you evolved, even the environment in which you were born, all of those were perfect, satisfying components to these intentions that you had set forth. Now, a lot of people want to say, just give me the big picture. Just tell me who it is that I'm supposed to be. And we say, every single time we try to do that, you make a comparison between that and where you think you are, or that and what you think you want, and everything gets all mixed up. That's why for the last many hundreds of thousands of incarnations, that's not been the way you have wanted to play that game. In other words, you don't want standards to be set by something that feels like it's outside of you that you are now trying to live up to. You want to be the discoverer of that. In other words, that's what the molding of the clay is right here and now. It's the preparing of your ability to be the realizer of what's there. So that's why we began all those years ago, as we began expressing through Esther in this format, to say 3 steps to the process. You ask, law of attraction and the source within you causes a formulation of it, and then you get to the place that you are allowing it or receiving it. So in the context of this conversation, we want to call the deciding moment, the receiving moment. The moment when you realize, and really, that was a lot of talking that we just did to sort of speak your question all over again, because that's what you basically said to us in the few words that you spoke as we first began here. You said, I've been doing a lot of things, I've been living a lot of life, I've come to a lot of conclusions, and now I want to know. And can you feel what we're getting at? We want you to back away from the sense that there's stuff that I should be doing or that I'm meant to do. And instead, just accept that you've created all kinds of things that have already gathered a lot of momentum. And when you were in that place of chilling out, that place of not trying so hard, that place of not caring how you are perceived by anyone else, when you become someone who just wants to realize what you have already created and wants to experience the satisfaction of that realization, that's that sweet spot that you are reaching for.